Attention all viewers, the program you are about to watch, Searching for Sasquatch, is for entertainment purposes. Accounts described by guests are claimed to be true and accurate. Some names have been changed to protect individual privacy. Jason Kenzie is an expert animal adventurer with 25 years of field experience. Caution and companionship is advised for all who venture into the deep forest or backcountry.
This place is beautiful. Oh, hey guys, I'm heading to Pennsylvania to go and search for evidence of Bigfoot creatures that are seen in this area. I'm with Chad, and I'm with Sherri again. Hey.
Hey.
So, Chad,
Hey.
where are we going?
Pennsylvania.
He is so excited. You can tell by the tone of his voice. Well, okay.
Weird.
Tell us exactly what, like, the town or city that we're going to.
I don't know. Ask
The
Sherri.
excitement is incredible.
Follow the
I
GPS.
can't. Chad, calm down. Calm down. Okay. We're going to go camping. Okay.
I know we're going to be on the...
No, you've already had your chance. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm with Sherri now. We're not going to even think about Chad now. Where are we going, Sherri?
Camping.
For Christ! Before I began my investigations into the lore of Bigfoot, I traveled the world meeting people who live with the most amazing animals. The dynamics that surround these forest giants is very complex. Oh, this is so cool. As a skeptic, I'm on a mission, an adventure of a lifetime, to find evidence that if these Bigfoot creatures are real, I can once and for all put my doubts aside and share with the world that that sound of that simple crack in the forest may not just be a chipmunk. My name is Jason Kenzie. These are my chronicles into searching for Sasquatch. I hear something. Nestled in the scenic Cattaraugus County of western New York, just a stone throw away from Allegany National Forest in Pennsylvania, this park is a haven for adventure seekers and nature lovers alike. This park is divided into two district sections, the Red House area and the Quaker Run area. Explore the enchanting Allegany Highlands Forest, where the whispers of the wilderness might just lead you to an encounter with the legendary Bigfoot. Believe it or not, these creatures have been seen hiking these trails. Campers have also told stories of strange screams coming from the deep woods under the stars. Allegany State Park promises an unforgettable experience. Hi, before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone that supports Searching for Sasquatch. I work so hard to produce these documentaries for you. All I want to do is put a smile on your face. So with that said, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. We are almost at our destination. We're actually driving through New York State. It is so beautiful here. If you just look over Chad's shoulder, you can see some of the beautiful view. That is such a beautiful view. The only thing that kind of ruined it was Chad was in the picture. But you know what? Shh, don't tell him I'm saying that. I think he heard me. Hopefully we're going to find some evidence of these Bigfoot creatures up in this area. Only a few weeks ago there was a sighting of a Bigfoot creature in the area that we're going. So
Where are we going, Jason?
we are going this way, that way. If you look right in front of us.
Do I get one more chance?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
We're going to the Allegany National Forest, or area that butts up to it. We're going to be on the Allegany Reservoir in a very remote area. Rustic camping. Camping backs up to tons of woods. We don't know. We'll go walk it.
All right, so there you have it. So I will see you in a little bit. Well, we've made it to the campsite. We are going to be staying here for the next like 9 days. This is going to be so much fun. We have like a little river behind us. I usually don't like searching for giant cryptids next to a stream or a running water, because it kind of drowns out any noise that these creatures might make, or anything, even animals. So, but you know what? We're in Pennsylvania and it's so beautiful here. So now I'm going to be heading with the gang. We are going to be going to this area. It's usually made for hunting, but it's not hunting season, so they have the road completely blocked off. This is perfect. There will not be anyone back there. This is going to be extremely exciting, at least for me.
I just made the beds. It was a lot of hard work.
What I'm most excited about, I'm going to be meeting up with the Sasquatchers once again, and Gwendolynn Guthrie. We wasted no time and headed out to an area where these Bigfoot creatures have been seen. Okay, come on. I'm going to be going with the Sasquatchers. Going to be Chad, Sherri, the person behind the camera. This is great. I'm going to be meeting up with the Sasquatchers right now. We're going to go to this amazing spot. We're going to be going with Chad. We're going to Gwendolynn, Sherri. Hi guys.
Hi. Let's go.
Well, come on, let's move. So what's the game plan?
We're going to film. We're going to go up here and research. We're going to look for evidence, and we're going to see if this place is worth coming back to.
We're told by some of the locals that this area we are now venturing into has had many hunters nervous about going back here. Strange screams and sightings of these Bigfoot creatures go back years. As we're hiking these forests, I want you to listen to this interesting story from this eyewitness who swears they saw one of these creatures. Tell me what your name is and what you do out here.
My name is Wesley Pyre. I'm retired from the oil fields. And my Bigfoot story was, after my friends, they're an older couple. They're real good friends of ours. They were out on a date one night, out in the forest, out by Willow Bay down there.
Was this a first date?
No, I don't think it was. I think they were having pretty much fun on this date.
Oh.
So they were talking, and they were outside just messing around down there at the old Carl and Emily store, which is here in Willow Creek. It was in Willow Creek, but it goes up the North Country Trail.
What did you find here?
When we were remote viewing this area to see if there would be anything of interest down here, on the end of this road, it dead ends into nothing, just forest all around. About 30 to 40 feet to the left of where this, if you're just going in, to the left of where this road dead ends, I was seeing Bigfoot. Multiple Bigfoots there. To the right, I saw one dogman, and I have never ever seen a dogman on a remote view before. So that's pretty exciting. Sad thing is this doesn't look like it's a drivable road for us, so it's quite a hefty hike into that area. So
they were telling us one night that when they got out of the car and they heard, I believe, something up in the woods. They said they heard a snap or something, and we hear deer, bear around here all the time, so you don't pay attention to that. And then they picked up this odor. It was just disgusting. Barb said, And everybody around town and everything, like, listen to their story, and they're not a couple to shit about stuff. A few years after that, me and a couple of my buddies, it was getting towards nighttime, we went down to the corn planter cemetery. And we stayed down there for a little bit, just walked down by the reservoir and stuff. And when we got back coming through there, I seen what it was, and I believe, well, I don't know, Bigfoot, Sasquatch. I seen something step over the guardrails. I've been hunting and fishing all my life in the Allegany National Forest. I have never seen anything like that.
So did you see the hair off the arm?
I actually did, and it was, I've never seen anything.
Was this nighttime?
This was before dark, just at dusk.
We're going to be sitting here tonight, mainly just the two of us. The others are down there being loud.
As they usually are.
Yep. And hopefully we get something tonight.
Something curious, because
Yep.
we saw them on the remote view. They are in this forest.
I don't hallucinate, and I know what I've seen, and this is a true story.
How far away were you?
I was within 100 yards.
So you truly believe that what you saw was a Bigfoot?
Yes, I do.
This area that we're in right now, there is a lot of deer prints everywhere, which is a great sign. Oh look, here's a deer here right now. That's what they sound like. Okay, this deer is, there's an issue here with this deer.
I have 4 legs, but I stand up on 2.
You might want to get that checked. So there's a good sign that there's lots of wildlife around here because, you know, these Bigfoot creatures, they need to eat. It blows my mind how beautiful it is out here. It's one of the biggest reasons why I love the adventures of searching for these creatures. Wesley's story was so interesting, but to be honest, it's opened up more questions than answers. Do these cryptids, because they disappear so fast, do they really have extreme camouflage, or are they truly jumping through portals? Well, it wasn't long before we found something out of the ordinary. Or I should say, Gwendolynn found something. So, what have we found?
So, up on the top of the hill, there is a huge branch stuck straight up and down, right dead smack in the middle of the trail.
Oh, yeah?
And just beyond that, there's a big tree across it.
Really?
Yeah. So it's deep in there. I wiggled it, it moves, but it's in there deep.
Should we go check it out?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Oh my gosh. And you can tell it's not like a tree that's growing in the
Right.
middle of it. Wow. Look at that. Taking a closer look at the branch, we notice that the ground is extremely hard. How can a limb fall from such an incredible height and not shatter into 100 pieces? That is so cool to find. It is actually a branch that is picked up and rammed into the ground. We haven't looked at the bottom yet, but I'm pretty sure it's probably flat. So it's even harder to jam in.
And the ground is hard.
And yeah, this is really hard. So this is actually really cool to find. Still, we're not saying it's made by a big hairy creature, but I know that I can do it and you can do it, and I don't even think a bunch of us could actually do it. But we're gonna get back to the guys, and then we're gonna come back later tonight to around this spot, because that's a marker, I believe.
Yeah. Feels like it's trying to keep people out.
As we headed back towards the rest of the group, I spotted something that took my breath away. No, seriously. Why is it colored like that? You want to talk about fairies? It looks like little fairy places. I'm not one to believe in fairies. It kind of puts a smile on my face thinking that there's little people out there flying around. They have these little tiny wings. I do have to keep an open mind though. That's cool. I'm going to take a picture of that. But I have talked to many eyewitnesses who swear they have seen them. looking at this fungi, it just amazes me to see how perfect looking they are. It was time for us to get back to the others. Darkness will be upon us in just a matter of minutes. So we are sitting in the dark, just listening to the sounds of the forest, hoping that one of these creatures might come close. For all we know, they could be here already. Should I do a howl? Okay, I'm gonna do a howl. As my howl rang out into the dark forest, I am hoping I get a response back. How exciting would that be? So, what are you seeing in the forest?
So it's like a bright flash. It's almost like if you were to see car lights really quickly move through the trees and then it goes away. But we're so removed from any roads that there's no possibility whatsoever that we're going to see car lights in this area. And we've been seeing them in different locations too. If they were from a road, they'd be in the same location multiple times. They're all over in here. So who knows what it is.
I think we're seeing lights over there. And there's breaking branches behind us. Hear that? Where did you see it?
Right over there. It's kind of like up in the trees. Off to the right a little bit. Like right here.
As my flashlight scanned the area, I'm hoping to get a good look at whatever is giving off these orbs of light. My thoughts remind me of what Jen had told me earlier in the evening.
So a lot of the native elders and native communities in Minnesota talk about the strange lights that people see that are self-illuminating in the forest. And they even have sayings like, when the lights appear, Bigfoot is near. And so they see the lights and then pretty soon they start seeing Bigfoot. So, I mean, they're associated with each other in many places, not just Minnesota. So that the lights, I always see that as a good sign that Bigfoot is in the area.
Well, there's many reports where people say the Bigfoot that they see is carrying a ball of light while they walk into the woods. I've heard of several of those reports.
Why would they need that when they can see in pitch darkness?
I don't think they need it for the light.
Maybe it's their kid.
So some of the native elders have said, and really cryptic talking, and you know, they don't like to give a lot of detail or explain things, but they have said that my association with an interest with the water spirits, which are balls of light that come out of the water, they originate in the water, but my association with them is the reason why I'm so interested in Bigfoot, because they are connected.
The darkness is no place for the faint of heart. Yet, with trepidation and my tail, metaphorically, between my legs, I venture deeper into the forest alone, seeking an encounter. The forest sounds become amplified. A tiny mouse scurrying along the forest floor can seem like a grizzly bear crashing through the forest. So with no response, and the silence of the night weighing heavily, I retreat back to my friends.
Please don't kill me. I think I've said this before. I don't taste very good. It tastes like mosquito lotion and tick repellent. Okay, I'm back with the other guys. See? I wasn't scared at all. Not a problem. I was scared all right. How's it going? Really?
Yeah.
It was probably watching me.
Stop. They were making all those noises.
Oh yeah? But they're probably watching the girls back there.
I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm pretty sure I was followed by something in the forest.
We've been hearing something right over here.
It's big, whatever it is.
Was
Are
that
you
them?
sure?
Was that them?
I don't know.
What you may not understand is we are sitting here in the darkness. We do not have any flashlights on, and we are listening to something large walking through the forest. Could this be the legendary Bigfoot that hikers and campers have said they've seen in this area?
There is something big walking in the forest. Sorry guys, I'm so sorry.
I jumped. Did you hear that?
I scared the
Along with Chad, Sherri, Gwendolynn, and the Sasquatchers, we travel into the forests of Pennsylvania along the border of New York State in search of Bigfoot. I interview an eyewitness who had a sighting of one of these creatures, and while we were searching the area for any evidence, Gwendolynn and I came across a large branch sticking out of the ground, and now we're headed to a bridge overlooking thousands of hectares of forest. Once we got to the bridge, we were shocked by the poor conditions, so we decided to venture down below to get a closer look at the destruction. It was a lot of fun looking around to see if there could be any possible tracks of these Bigfoot creatures. We wanted to see the scope of the destruction, and I also need the exercise. Now there's nothing here that actually says you can't stand on that. Right? But once we climbed to the top of the bridge, we were awestruck by the breathtaking wilderness surrounding us.
Oh, look at the view on
It
this.
felt like a place where a giant cryptid or even entire cryptid families could live undetected. Even the local news has reported on local eyewitness
in a park
accounts.
where a family claimed to have seen the ape-like creature 2 years ago.
Oh, and there have been plenty of Sasquatch sightings here in northwestern Pennsylvania as well.
Pennsylvania ranks third in the country for the number of Bigfoot sightings. And a lot of those sightings were reported here at Kinzu Bridge State Park and the Allegany National Forest. There's hundreds of thousands of acres of forest land in these parts, a perfect place for Bigfoot to reside.
Okay, where are we?
We're at the Kinzu Bridge in Pennsylvania.
And what happened here?
A tornado took out this railroad bridge in the middle of this mountain valley, and they've built this observatory where the bridge ended. And the collapsed bridge is actually still down there. And from what I've been hearing, there's been tons of Bigfoot sightings down in the woods down here off the trails. So that's why we're here.
There's also howls that people hear at night. I had this gut feeling that once night fell, That's when the real action would begin.
So we're here now, and they have been so nice to let us spend 45 minutes out here. The sun is going to be going down, and we're going to be able to blast our audio out there of alleged Bigfoot roars. So this is going to be very exciting. You know, we've got the Sasquatchers, we got a great camera person, and we have Chad, and we have Sherri, and we have Bigfoots. Look how beautiful it is. There's a crack right there. Hopefully you don't fall down into it.
Don't do that to her.
Just kidding. Yeah. So we're blasting these calls out here, hoping that we can get something back. It's not loud enough though. I'm gonna do a howl. Okay, so.
For the next hour, we listened intently, ears straining for any sign of life in the silence of the forest. Darkness enveloped us, and the world seemed muted.
How do we know that there isn't anyone down there?
We know.
Because the park's closed.
Well, I mean,
There's other people
I grab my...
here another way.
Until a sudden, piercing howl sliced through the air, a haunting reminder that we
but
were
do you
not
have sensors or
alone.
anything down there?
We don't.
You can't.
Oh, horse.
Oh. That's a dog, yeah. So that's a dog.
Sadly, the ranger told us that this is a dog that has been missing for a week. He had run off into the forest, and the owner has been coming by every other day, searching, trying to find his best friend. After a couple hours of silence, we decided it was time to move on. So we drove to another area where just a week ago, an eyewitness driving to work reported seeing a large hairy bipedal creature crossing the road and disappearing over some train tracks. Arriving there, I was struck by the remoteness and untouched wilderness of the place. It was almost surreal. With any luck, we will uncover some compelling evidence that will bring us one step closer to the truth.
Come on, Chad. Let's go talk to everyone. Okay, so this is the place that we are going to sit and do some howls, some knocks, and we're going to see if anything comes close to us.
As soon as I exited the vehicle, I clearly heard a loud bang, like a wood knock. I've heard this before. It's as if these creatures were warning others of our presence.
I just heard a wood knock. Close your door. Hey, I just heard a wood knock. So I'm going over to the Sasquatchers. It's not that far of a walk. It'll still be nerve-wracking.
I was walking and I felt something. And then I stopped and it kept going and then she felt it.
It's like I walked into like an energy wall or something.
On your body?
Yeah, I got instant goosebumps.
And I felt something over there.
Well, Jen,
Yes?
when I got out of the car, I heard a loud wood knock. Then I walked over and something moved through the forest.
Yeah.
And that was right there. It moved over here.
Yeah. I felt like I was walking past something. But I do want to get... There's a whole bunch of them on our remote view back here. So we're going to keep walking.
Just to let you know, the Sasquatches, they can remote view. And they're psychics. What they do is they open up their maps on their cell phone. They zoom in and they can see where these Bigfoot creatures are. With this knowledge, we actually go to that location, hoping that we can find evidence of these creatures. I wish I could remote view. That way I would never lose my car or my house keys. We all walked down the tracks, setting up key areas where we would sit, scoping out the area, hoping to catch any eye shine watching us. It wasn't long till audible grunts would come out of the darkness.
Jen heard something growl at her in the forest, and then we heard it walk away. Not saying it was a Bigfoot, but, you know, there's a lot of wildlife here. Remember, there was a Bigfoot sighting just 2 weeks ago, right here.
So this whole area right here, right beyond where this clearing is, right here, both sides of the tracks. But I don't think we should go over there because that's a big drop off. But I think if we just sit down, and I think they're going to get curious about us.
Okay.
And come in.
Tammy and I are actually seating our chairs, so I can look this way, Tammy can look this way, that way.
Chad and Sherri were the closest to the vehicles, while Jen and Tammy hunkered down about 100 yards from them. Jen, myself, and Gwendolynn were the furthest away, and as we were scanning the area for any sign of movement, there was a loud snap from behind us. As we turned around, we could see a creature staring at us. Its one eye shine lit up the forest. As I stood there trying not to crap myself, I'm reminded of an interview I had with an eyewitness. He too had a close encounter.
What was it?
Jason.
Jason.
I'm the filmmaker.
I'm Adam.
Hey, nice to meet you, Adam.
Nice to meet you, Jason. I'm Jerry Oliver. I'm a construction worker, but I kind of got into this, I don't know how many years, it's been a few years back, but I was behind my house in the wintertime and just happened to be walking on a path I normally don't walk on, and I found a big footprint in the creek behind my house with toes and everything. So that's kind of what got me started. And then I started talking to a few people. I didn't want too many people because some people think you're crazy, but I ran into somebody and he told me I ought to check out this website, and I went to it, and it was the Indiana Bigfoot Research Organization. So, and they were getting ready to have a camp out, and I went and started talking to them, and that's kind of what got me into it. So, but this is a spot right here that seems to be a very hot spot for us. We get rocks thrown at us quite often in this spot, and probably the most amazing thing is we had one come in just right over there, probably 30 yards, 35 yards away from us, and it had big green eyes, and it stood over there for probably 5 minutes, and its eyes would get bright and dim and blink every now and then they just went out, and we never seen it again. But I had heard people talk about eye shine, and I always thought they were crazy because I thought you had to shine a light in something's eyes to get them to light up. But no, not in this case. And people been telling me about it, and I thought, no, there's no way. But then when I sat down here and seen it for myself, then that was enough to convince me.
Sorry to disappoint you, but it turned out to be a reflective tree marker. This just goes to show you that when you're out there in the deep, dark forest and your emotions are heightened, even the simplest things can make you believe that you're looking at a 9-foot, 1,000-pound monstrous creature.
Well, there's a spider web there, so it didn't come this way. But that's definitely twisted.
Yeah. What Gwendolynn just told me sent shivers down my spine. Make a note of her words, for they will make sense soon enough.
So Gwendolynn had an incident of something crashing through the forest, running away from her. As soon as I flashed my light towards her.
They're all over in here, so who knows what it is. I certainly wasn't going towards it by myself. It was running away from me anyway, a bit faster. I just really don't like to do that because I feel like it's a safety issue.
Yeah.
You should never take off running after something by yourself.
The forests are definitely very active here. Lots of wildlife.
But after I heard that growl, or whatever that noise was over here, and after the little bit of rustling, I started hearing rustling down here. I forgot.
And that's where I saw the eyes.
Yeah.
The eye shine.
And then when you guys were walking back, something started rustling here, and you must have heard it, because I think you shined your flashlight down in the woods. Because it was right in that area where I heard it, and you shined your flashlight.
Yep.
But the fact that we heard it walking, and we heard it walk that way too.
Right after you did the rock clacks.
Yes. Okay, we're coming, God damn it. So we're going over to Chad. Chad, something's happening. I don't know what's happening with Chad, but he is very overly excited.
Don't over stimulate it and scare it. I'm not kidding you.
And I saw it.
And we saw it follow you guys. We got it on the thermal. She got photos of after you guys got past out of sight, this big thing came out and was moving, and we had it on it, and it followed you. And we're having,
I sent you a message.
Listen, we've got some right.
I sent you a message.
Listen, I caught the eye shine looking at us.
We've got them here. They're popping at us, going. They're what?
I got it on this. And then I took a picture of you guys in the same spot,
I threw a couple
and you're
rocks.
like little
They're throwing like sticks.
nothings.
It was absolutely mind-blowing to hear what Chad and Sherri were saying, because both Gwendolynn and I heard something moving on the tracks behind us. It was closer to Gwendolynn than me. Allow me to share some images that Sherri and Chad captured. You can see the heat emanating from their heads, pure white against the cold, and it's clear they are wearing jackets. The first image reveals something massive moving swiftly towards us before disappearing back into the shadows of the trees. Whatever this is, it's enormous and appears unclothed. Could this be the legendary Bigfoot? Remember, Sherri was seeing the creature moving and walking. This was an amazing night with so much activity. I know it's getting late and we need to turn in, but not until we do a recap of tonight. Well, we're ending the night.
No.
We had some crazy activity.
Because our campground got
For one
kinda
thing,
packed.
you know, something's throwing rocks at us. We kept hearing little grunts, movement in the bushes. I actually caught eye shine, which was incredible. Here, come here. Tell us what happened. Okay, you want to go back a little bit more because you can't see your head. There we go. So,
Are you in it?
yeah, no, you're in it now.
Am I?
Yeah, you're in it now. So, tell us what happened.
We went out Bigfoot.
Okay.
We decided to split off, and Sherri and I decided to sit closest to the truck on these railroad tracks where there's been sightings, and the other 5 carried on. And did you guys split up when you got ahead?
Yeah.
Yep, they split up, and we stationed a distance apart. And as Sherri and I are sitting there, like something like, and I heard it like 3 times in a matter of a minute and a half, and I'm like, Sherri, you're hearing that. Then we heard it again, so 4 times. Sherri's like, that's what you're talking about, right? And she's like, yep. I'm like, yep. But that one sounded further away. We were hearing these sounds and like near us, but in different, like it was moving around. Then I walk back to the truck after the 4th one, and I get about halfway, and I hear the and it's like right next to me. I'm thinking it's a bear or something. My heart jumped. I grab my flashlight and I'm shining over there. I see nothing. I go to the truck. Then I hike back and we sit down and we heard it a total of 8 times. Sherri and I were hearing something like moving around, and we're standing up almost on the railroad tracks, and all of a sudden something came flying in like a stick. It wasn't a rock. A rock would have made a clunky sound, and it's railroad track, like something threw a stick at us. It's dark, we couldn't see it. We didn't have any lights on. And then a couple seconds after that, something else come flying in and landed next to us, which we didn't see, we just heard it. And then I decided to pick up a couple rocks and throw them. And I threw them back in the woods just for the heck of it. And then we sat down and, Sherri?
Well, before all that happened, I was looking around on my thermal and something came walking across the road. And I took pictures of it because it only takes pictures. And it was like there, then gone. Like one step.
What happened with me was we did split up into smaller groups, and part of my group went on further ahead. I stayed behind by myself, and I started hearing a lot of noises, and so I'm looking around and I'm listening, and then I heard this weird sort of like, almost like a crackly growl, and when I looked over, I heard a little bit of rustling, and I was trying to get my other groups down the way attention so they'd come back and look. Somebody must have noticed, shined a flashlight at me, and as soon as they shined a flashlight at me, whatever was making noise down the way just took off crashing down the hill. And there's a twisted, broken branch right at where we heard it, almost as if it might be utilizing it to get down.
Now, just to let you know, we did see a couple porcupines on the way up here. In fact, not too far down the road. So
are you going to tell them what happened the first one?
Yeah, Chad went right over it, crushed it. You could hear
Did
screams, blood everywhere, punctured the tires.
It got thumped.
It was just a little bump. It ran off.
It just got a little bump on the butt.
Yeah,
it
that's
went
about
off
it.
the road because we were behind you guys and it crossed the street in front of us.
No, I can't.
They died in the bushes.
No, I centered
did
it.
not.
I wasn't
Did
going
not.
that fast. I slowed down a whole bunch.
So anyway,
I did all
I have
everything
more.
but lock on my brakes.
I saw stuff too. Yeah,
We all have stuff.
I have just.
that's it. Done. Bye. Okay, come here. Come here. Look into. Okay, what happened?
And sat, and I was just hearing different things until other people started coming. I was just sitting there in the quiet, in the dark. But then when we came back, I was sitting with you guys, and we started hearing the thing moving through the forest, and that's when you started seeing the eye shine.
Yeah.
And when Gwendolynn saw the eye shine.
You guys saw the action?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it the same golden yellow?
No.
What color was yours?
Like a green.
Yeah. And then I walked down about 20 feet, and then something in the forest just kind of either scurried off or just went through the forest. It didn't scare me because I don't get scared. I'm stoic.
It was definitely not a chipmunk.
Definitely not a chipmunk.
Or Jason would have been scared.
I would have been scared if it was chipmunks or a spider. Right, Jen?
Right.
What, me? Afraid of spiders? Yes, I am. And Jen is too.
So anyway, this is our night.
But then I also heard the huffs.
Okay, there's still more. More. We all heard huffs.
Do you have anything?
We all heard huffs.
Okay. What I thought
But
was
I heard
interesting.
the pop.
Oh yeah, we did.
Heard that?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
It was loud. We
Wait a second.
we stopped
Wait a
and I
second.
took her flashlight and shined it up.
So some animals, they will do that because they're mad or they're stressed that another animal is too close to them. Wait a second. I forgot to push record. Damn it! Let's start all over again.
Jason, we did have a almost.
Anything interesting that you heard?
Come here.
Tell us about the hike.
Okay.
Well, let's see.
Okay, that was good. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
No, like she said, the only thing that I experienced was the tick of the railroad tracks, and I just heard it. It was like a pop. And
Listening to everyone tell their stories about their encounters from tonight was so exciting. Now I know what you're thinking. Dang it, this is going on way too long. Well, bear with me. We only have Tammy's encounter left to hear. Then the adventure continues on.
No, I saw when I was coming up. I don't know if I was behind you or in front of you.
I was in the front all the way down.
Or when we were first walking down, and anyway, I was walking and there's nobody in front of me, and I looked over and I saw these eyes, and I thought maybe it was an animal, but it was like a golden yellow, like almost a school bussy gold color. And I have never seen that color in any animal that I've ever seen in the woods. And so I got my flashlight out and I shined it on it, and it had turned its head and whoosh, it was gone.
Right now we are heading to, what is it, like a pub?
Willow's something restaurant and bar.
There is a guy who had an encounter with one of these creatures that he believes was a Sasquatch. I think it howled or screamed at him. I don't know, but it sounds interesting, and it was in this area, not too far away. At least I believe it was. Is that right, Jen?
That's what I thought I heard.
Yeah, so it was in this area, and hopefully it's going to be a great story. We're almost there now. So tell me about what happened with you with these creatures.
My name is Nick Pyre. I'm a correctional worker. About 15 years ago, I was out fly fishing up the road here quite a bit, and I'm sitting there casting. I had good luck catching trout that day. About 150 yards away, I looked out and looked like there was a bear walking out. So sitting there, paying attention, just keeping an eye on it. Bears can be unpredictable. And next thing you know, it stood up and took off. I had no idea what it was. To this day, I couldn't explain myself. That was the first instance I ever had.
Did you believe in Bigfoot before this?
I watched all the shows and stuff like that, but to me it was just like, I'm out here alone in the middle of the woods, my mind playing tricks on me. Did that bear just take off up the hill? But I started looking into it a little bit more after that. And of course, we don't have brown bears around here. It was very distinctly brown. We do have cinnamon colored bears every now and then, but it's not very common to see them. The second instance I had was hunting probably 10 years ago. And I was actually hunting just across the road up here and walking through some pretty thick brush. And it was 100% a bipedal creature that was walking through. And it was hard to break up because how thick the brush was and stuff like that, so I couldn't get a real clear look. But you can see how a human walks through the woods compared to how a normal animal. And I swore 100% it was a human walking through there. But it was way bigger than any human I've ever seen in my life.
So how far away were you?
It's really hard to judge in the thicket because how thick it is where I hunt. If I were to guess, I would say maybe 50 yards.
So do you believe that Bigfoot is real?
I believe that Bigfoot is 100% real.
Were you scared when you saw these creatures?
No, I was more intrigued. I spent 9 years in the Army, so fear doesn't really run high as it is anyway, never really has. I've always been the kind of, if it happens, it happens. So I'm more of an investigator, I guess. I want to go check out what it was, but being in the woods of the Allegany National Forest like we are up here, there's a ton of weird sounds that are not creature-like up here that you will hear. Where you guys are going tonight, you're very likely to run into a creature.
Now we met up with one of the eyewitnesses. He's taking us deep into the forest where, we'll see if we can draw in these creatures, see if we can get some action, some howls, screams, maybe some rock throws. I'm very surprised that Nick brought his children. I've heard stories of these Bigfoot creatures kidnapping children. Once we arrived, we all gathered our equipment, making sure we were prepared for our expedition into the woods. We were anticipating an exciting time. Now let's go find evidence of monstrous cryptids. Even Sherri was getting into the spirit by
Press
teaching
it
the
once.
kids how to use the
Press
flare.
it twice to save it.
So sweet.
That is it.
It's a good thing I'm stoic and very
We're
professional.
going into the forest. This does not make a good selfie camera. We're going into the forest to go see if we can find Bigfoot. My face is probably right there, eh?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So we're going to be going into the forest to see if we can find any evidence of these giant creatures.
Why do you look like a zombie on here? Will it come out looking like that? Let me see. You see he's got like a red
Wow, he
hue
looks
around
like-
everything?
Yeah, he looks like he's out of The Walking Dead. Oh.
It might be.
Do you see what I mean?
No, turn around.
Okay.
So we're going out into this forest around here. We've had the pleasure to have, what's your name again?
Nick.
Nick?
Yeah.
So Nick has brought some bait, his children. He says he loves them, but really we know he doesn't. So we're going to tie him up to a tree. He hasn't told his kids this yet, but and yeah, we're going to see if these creatures might come around. And I have a rule, don't run, no matter what. At least don't run past me. Please, for the love of God.
Shut it off.
And yeah, this is going to be fun. I can't wait. I have everyone here. This is Nick. Nick, say hi.
How are you?
Okay, what's your name?
Keith.
Keith. Is it Keith? Is it K? And what's your name? Bait. Bait. This is Bait. And Sherri. We got Jen and Jena. And we got that guy over there. He just follows us everywhere.
Where's my bug stuff? Where's my bug stuff?
So yeah. Okay,
No,
so
the
I think that we guys,
good, 'cause Jen's gonna stay here with me.
everyone quiet. I think we should go walk down that trail over there.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
That sounds good.
Okay, do you want to do that? We won't go too far in because we are deep. How deep are we, do you think?
Right now?
Yeah.
6.
So we're 6 miles into we're 60 miles. We are 600 miles. Okay, we're 6 miles. Okay, we're 600 feet from the road. From a 7-Eleven. Oh no. Okay, so we're about 6 miles in. So yeah, it's gonna be good. Let's go, guys. Let's walk. We're just gonna leave Chad behind because he's not ready. Right, Chad?
Yep.
Okay. Who has my other camera? You know what? These kids seem pretty cool. They also seem very confident. I'm going to give them a chance. Just be careful. Watch your step.
Last time I was in here, there was a hole. Don't fall in the hole. Oh, thank you for telling us that.
We have a stream beside us, which is great. That means it might have fish. Do you know how to craft?
Me?
Do you craft?
There isn't much in this world I can't craft.
What's that?
There isn't much in this world I can't craft.
For the next couple of hours, we hiked around with nothing too exciting
I have a
happening.
question. The coyotes, do they bark like dogs sometimes?
Sometimes.
Pretty rare though.
Yeah, usually you'll know the coyotes when you're here.
Yeah.
So there's a couple rules to follow.
Okay.
If you hear somebody call your name,
Do not listen to this.
you don't acknowledge it, don't turn around. You don't whistle in the woods.
Yes, I do know that.
And if you see it, no you didn't.
So why don't you whistle?
That's like we did.
So
know
whistling
that.
draws
We did.
attention to
We
yourself?
knew it.
What's that?
Whistling draws attention to yourself.
So, are we talking about like supernatural? Or are we talking about
Supernatural.
You gotta realize throughout the areas of Appalachia, there's a lot of Native American. Well, was. So there's a lot of different theories behind it. Being, anything from skinwalkers. It could be just they say spirits. Actually, growing up, they tell you not even to go out the deer trail.
Oh wow.
But when the sun went down, everything got quiet.
I saw eyes. That's all I know. How high do you think they were off the ground?
I don't know, about maybe 4 feet, 5 feet. Someone's recording? Anyone?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Night mode?
Yes.
I can't see me.
So it's got to be hard for you right now. So we just saw eye shine. Would it help if I did this? It's going to tell us what Jason just saw.
as soon as the light hit it, it ducked behind the tree. Like as I was going across, it ducked behind the tree. No, one back behind you.
Behind me?
Yeah, behind you.
Right here?
Keep going. Another 20 feet behind you.
Behind me?
Turn around, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely it did the typical behind the tree. When I caught it, I swear to God, and it wasn't a lightning bug because I saw two pairs of eyes.
So
there is a Sasquatch with 2 eyes, and hopefully 2 feet, because most of the times you only find 1 footprint.
As I moved towards the area where I saw the creature staring at us, in my mind, I was hoping there was a track left behind. What I found behind the tree shocked me.
Look at this.
Oh, look at that. Right where you saw it. No kidding.
Yeah, this is probably where it was. It was like right here, and as soon as the light hit it, it went like this.
Are there any prints? Look, is there indentations? Here.
Chad, check this out. Unless one of you guys made this. Oh, yeah? This is probably where it was, right here. And I understood I told you to go back further, but when I came over here.
Okay, so what we're trying to explain is, so this just happened to fall just like that. That had.
So I saw it right here,
I mean,
and it was looking, and then it moved behind the tree.
How fresh are those brakes?
This could be natural.
They look pretty
we
dry.
look for stuff like this in areas
pretty
that
old.
we see a lot of it
Yeah,
this
that's
place.
And there was just a random red light and it vanished.
Well, I don't
there.
think it's fresh.
Really?
No, these are not fresh.
No, I don't think it's fresh. But just the fact that they're just like this, right?
That's weird.
Pretty hard to tell if there's any stirred up ground.
But look, this is what it was
That's
like.
what I was
This. It
looking
was
for.
like this. I saw the 2 eyes, and as soon as my light hit it, it went like this.
Well, we just saw a red light in the middle of the woods, 2 of us.
Oh, and who else saw the eyes?
I saw the eyes.
Did you saw eyes? Yeah, as I turned the camera.
Yeah, I was looking at your light.
Yeah.
I was following it and there were eyes. That was cool. And there's a red light over there.
Is there?
And it just disappeared. When I told
You actually have moss missing off.
what? Something land.
Oh god.
No, this is straight up game path. That's how thick it is. It looked like it was. So
Yeah.
this is used by anything in this one.
Any animal. No, down
What
here.
you looking at? Yeah. Maybe there? So we used to have a friend named Chad with us once upon a time. He disappeared in the forest once upon a time. He just left him there.
That's big.
Oh.
I mean, it's really hard to see with dry leaves right now, but that's
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
that's a distinctive print.
It's like
But
skinny.
I don't want to move anything just in case. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, that could be from the side of a foot. It could be.
See if there's another one that's a little bit bigger. There's actually the people walking along. Oh, there's the red light there. That's the red light.
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh,
See?
is it them at the truck?
Is it? Hello?
It is.
Hello?
Oh, I just saw it over there.
Yeah, it's them at the truck.
What is that red light moving in the forest? It fascinated me. And as I moved towards the direction of where that red light is, I couldn't believe what I almost stepped on.
Whoa. What? Look. Oh, unless that was someone's.
Look at this, guys.
Whoa.
Is that bear?
No, but look, you can almost see the toes. Look
Yeah.
there. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And over there, 5.
Go ahead.
Wait, before we delve into this footprint, did you see that? Let me go back and show you. We are clearly seeing a red light moving in the forest. I know. Jena and Gwen repeat saying it's one of our vehicles. The only problem is we are nowhere near our trucks. In fact, they are behind us. What we did find was some incredible evidence that shows I did see something watching us from the darkness. Even Nick, the expert tracker, was impressed with what he was looking at.
Whoa! Is that bear?
No, but look, you can almost see the toes. Look
Yeah.
there. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And over there, 5.
Go ahead. Now, is this your expertise? Does that look like it could be like boot? Like
Will you take your flashlight off of this?
No, there's no. If you were to look at it and it'd be a boot.
Deer print.
Ray,
Oh,
put your boot right here.
There's a deer mark right there.
Put your boot right
Not
there.
all the way down. Okay.
Right
there.
there.
Oh,
So
there.
you're gonna have some type of a tread mark. There's none in this heel shape. And yeah, very distinctly.
Yeah, you can see like right here is toes.
Yeah.
They look like toes.
Mm-hmm.
And then
100%. Yeah.
Did you guys see this one here?
I would say that's a bridge.
What is all
What's
this
that?
here?
This is we're on a game trail.
Yeah, so there's deer.
Mm-hmm.
So this looks like a break right there, like the.
Yeah, like the bridge of your foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can see, everyone keep an eye on that red light though.
It has
Now it's over here.
Look how. Did anybody notice how heavy down it's pressed?
Yeah.
That's a heavy foot.
What's exciting about this print is the fact that the guy who's an expert tracker has also pointed out that there's toes and there's also like a heel and there's no boot mark on the bottom.
Or shoe.
Or shoe, yeah, there's no shoe mark. We got so many things in sequence that makes you believe that there was something watching us behind a tree. Look, after Chad whistled, we got the weird owl sounds. Then my light caught something looking at us. As we walked towards it, found a little structure. Then we found the footprints. Then the lights in the trees. I mean, this is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Here.
And a little further over to the
then
left
here's
under
the
that
fifth
green
one.
leaf.
And then
See
you
that
got the
dead
heel here. You got the arch right here.
And right next to a deer. So as if it's
Right here's the deer.
It's tracking
So
him.
the deer is actually headed that direction. This is headed this direction, so it could be trying to come around and cut the deer off.
This is so exciting. And there's a red light over there. So we're all going to be killed by some unknown supernatural thing. we're not paying attention to the red light. But where there's one, I know we walked all up.
That looks pretty fresh because if it had rained since it was done, it would have washed some of that out.
It hasn't rained.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something. I saw eye shine, so I know what I saw.
It's small.
I know what
and
I
the
saw.
juveniles tend to be the ones running around active.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the trail.
Who has the video camera? The big one? Okay, I'll.
Good size.
We got closer as we moved back out.
Oh yeah.
About how far out from the road are we, do you think? 20 yards. So yeah, let's try them.
Okay, well let's walk back to it. This place is freaky.
Yeah, I actually.
Welcome to Appalachia at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, isn't all the mountains haunted with paranormal?
Yeah.
Yeah. All of that.
So this is where you don't whistle, right?
Yeah.
It's a good thing I don't know how to whistle. Oh, Dad.
That was not a good idea.
No, that
Why did you do that?
Don't move. Don't move. Hey, I want to do another howl. How about if you do a howl?
Okay.
Hey, can you do a man howl?
A man?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Like, try to sound like a man?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I don't have voice.
And I'll try and do a female howl.
Okay. That'll be fun.
I'll do it right after you. The teenager.
Darn it. You definitely sounded girly.
That was perfect. What if these creatures are stalking us?
Okay, so I did one of the no-nos in the Appalachian. It's you're not supposed to whistle. And I whistled. Now everybody's scared and leaving the woods, but they're not admitting it.
Nobody's scared. We just don't appreciate when someone says don't do something to do it. Not when you're on an expedition.
What Chad didn't realize is his whistle would start a chain reaction of what we could only come to a conclusion to be paranormal. Then, out of the darkness came the strangest owl sounds. Even Nick, an experienced tracker and hunter, was confused. He's never heard anything like this before.
That was amazing.
I know mine's terrible, but it works.
Oh.
Is that coyotes?
Yeah. That.
I don't know what it was.
This is incredible. What you guys just heard is nothing like what we're hearing in real time. These owl sounds were loud. There was lots of them. They were very close. It was something I've never heard before. For the next minute, we stood there listening, hoping these strange owl sounds would come back. But as fast as they came, they were gone into the night.
I don't think that was coyotes.
No, I've heard
not coyotes.
I've heard coyotes. That was
I've
not,
spent 30 years in these woods. I ain't never heard nothing like that.
Yeah.
That was two fake owl freaks.
Yeah, it was definitely not an actual owl.
They were mimicking back what you did.
Yeah,
And there was multiple.
Yeah.
They did what we did.
But way faster.
I
Way
know.
faster.
I know.
Way
Yeah.
more. Started going nuts.
It was super weird.
We caught that on film. Did you hear what he said? He's been out here hunting and tracking and doing stuff in the forest for 30 years. He's never heard that before. I've heard many coyotes and owls sounds. Those were not true owl sounds. Something was off about them.
Much.
Way more panicky.
They were very panicky. And we heard like mumbling talking earlier.
There's some kind of mumble, yeah.
I thought it might have been them at the truck. But
I thought-
we've traveled a little bit this way. I don't
Yeah.
think we're close enough.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we're close enough to hear them talking.
I don't either.
There's only one person in the truck, right?
Two.
Two.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Right.
We don't hear them now though, and we're close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not supposed to rain.
That was a heavy drop.
Oh, that's a big. Well, maybe not. Then not that much deep.
Anything? Those are deer, right? Yeah.
You want to take that stick home with you? You carried it with you like 3 steps.
I know. I was like,
Hello? We just want to be your friend. We mean you no harm. If you want to just come out and say hi, we're friendly. Please don't eat the small short guy with blonde hair with the camera. Go ahead to the elk.
Light over there, straight ahead to my right. Flashing light.
I don't know what's going on in these forests, but we got so many things in sequence that makes me believe that there is something out here. After Chad whistled, we got the owl sounds. Then we caught something looking at us behind a tree. We got the weird tree structure. Then we saw the lights. Then we found the footprints. This is a pretty incredible night, I have to say.
Is there a light straight ahead? You see it? Light straight ahead. It's very dim.
yeah.
It's like a little tiny light straight ahead. And now it's like gone. It's gone.
See, that's the thing about fireflies. Sometimes you mistake them for something else.
No, it was stationary. And then it dimmed out.
Well, they do say the woods are haunted here. I want to know the red light though.
Yeah, that red light is very interesting.
Very bright.
Did anybody get that on a regular camera?
No, probably not. But here's the thing. I didn't hear any walking. No crunching. No nothing.
No.
I heard nothing. And when I walked closer to it, it was moving.
Right.
Almost floating. Oh. But it looked like a it looked like an actual red light, like someone.
Right, like a tail light.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Way too far from the truck with too much tree thickage to even be able to see the tail lights.
Exactly.
I saw it, you guys, and yours too. I could have sworn there were two.
I saw one before you guys did.
Me and you saw them together.
Yeah, and then you guys saw one later.
Yes.
It was big.
In two different spots. She said they were two different spots.
And I called out, and no one answered, which is odd, because
if we were that close to the truck to see the taillights.
Well, not just that. If it was a hunter or someone walking through the house.
The negative side of seeing taillights on a truck is they have to be pointed towards you. Trucks are pulled in.
Straight ahead.
I know.
Crack.
I heard a crack. Thank goodness it's behind Chad.
Did you see that red shine?
Yeah.
That shined all over those trees?
No.
It was on that whole side of those trees right there.
What is over there?
Want to go find out?
Let's do it. Lights on?
Lights?
Yeah.
Camera action.
I knew someone was going to say that.
What are the application rules?
There's 3 or 5.
Go ahead.
So there is never go outside by yourself past dark. I've always been told be back before the street lights come on. And there is if you hear it, no you didn't. If you see it, no you didn't. Don't stare up into the woods. Don't stare at the trees.
Don't stare into the trees? Why?
Don't stare.
Really?
Yes.
Like a couple of eye shine?
Yes, like.
Or other things.
So at least we have not broken any of the rules at all.
Other than the whistling.
We're good.
Other than the
That's
whistling.
broken too, I know.
And what has he done?
By himself, whistle.
Oh yeah, you were by yourself and you whistled.
And I know, and I didn't feel real comfortable, so I came and caught up with you guys.
Yeah.
It's a little different in these woods at night.
Yes.
I went under.
Hey guys, just hold up.
And then it said we make the noises.
Before anything else,
Yeah,
I want to say to you, thank you so much.
Of course.
For taking this.
Greatly appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, not a problem. And the excitement was just amazing. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
Oh, high five. High five.
Whoops.
High five.
Get in this
You
group
know,
so I'm not
we're going to
bothered.
turn in for the night.
I will never tire of encountering the extraordinary souls who dedicate their lives to the pursuit of these cryptids. My odyssey into the unknown is far from over. I have witnessed sights so bizarre they defy explanation. While I cannot say with certainty whether these creatures possess abilities from realms beyond our own, I can attest to the bond I share with my comrades in this quest. Though my journey here may have reached its conclusion for now, the thrill of what lies ahead beckons with relentless allure. My name is Jason Kenzie, and this is my relentless pursuit, my unyielding quest in the search for Sasquatch.
You're so selfish. You're very selfish. That's not connected.
What?
Do we need like a chain going down?
Filming my Bigfoot documentaries, they don't always go as perfectly planned. But if there's one thing I love about these adventures, it's the incredible friends I've made along the way. I cherish the time spent researching with amazing people like the Sasquatchers, Jena, Tammy, and even that one guy, Chad Datemeyer, or something like that. Gwendolynn, Guthrie, David, Dominique, and Sherri, whatever her last name is. Just kidding. It's Barcelona. No, Barcina. No, Basuda. Barcia. Something like that. Each of them has brought so much joy and knowledge to this journey I am on. And I truly love them all.
Okay.
What's your name?
My name is fucking tired. Okay. There's no way that a big hairy beast came up here to scare someone who's on the my name. So I think that we should come tonight and just look around. I did see porcupine, lots of deer, like porcupine grapes and stuff, like where they nibble the tracks. Lots of deer. No Bigfoots. Thank you for helping me with that big giant tree. This is her. Jay, it's not connected. Okay. Where to now? Should we go eat? This is the best adventure ever. Unless I'm attacked by a grizzly bear or a wendigo. I think I was just attacked by a wendigo.